Well, hello. I'm going to try two experiments as we walk around the garden. First, I heard I could do 4K video on this cell phone, so I'm going to try that. It's an iPhone 8, but I'm going to try. And the other thing, I'm trying to see if that microphone actually is doing anything at all. So let's find out. So we'll start with the bad. Around the front of the house, I have two beds. These are east facing, and I've done nothing with them yet. The only two beds I haven't touched. But yeah, there we are. And I gotta clean out this sidewalk thing that's made out of cinder blocks. I have a very healthy looking cedar tree here. And up here, nothing too great to see, but I was excited to see my balloon flowers coming back. I planted lettuce in here in the middle. We'll see how that goes. I kind of hoping the petunias will shelter it. And then I've got petunias all along here and whatever that is. I don't remember. We'll find out. And a torch that I always like to look out on. I often will leave the curtains open just to look out at it. And chives, getting toward the end of their season. I might have to deadhead them so they don't seed themselves. But yeah, chives, more chives. Two exotic flowers, more petunias all the way down here. My iris bed is struggling. And my little free library is going to have vines climbing it, I hope. Speaking of the little free library, I have a few people that I've seen stop here. Some books go, some books arrive. Oops, that's going to fall. I'm going to be hopefully going to Medora or Dickinson soon, so I'm going to try and do some more exchanges. And of course, I have my own books that I've provided. Yeah, it's doing better than I honestly thought it would. My poor elms are, I think, are going to have to be taken out in another year or two. They're really looking bare. Kind of given up on this south-facing bed for now. Maybe when I take the elms out, it'll be worth doing something. I thought about putting borage in, but then I thought it's too shaded. And then I have my beautiful flowers here. On to the garden. It's looking good. I love having a tiller. It's an electric tiller, so that's awesome. Drip tape is currently running. So here in this pot, I've got some kind of yellow flower, sweet potato, whatever that is, and whatever that is. Yeah, I'm a flower guy. Over here, I don't remember what I planted behind them, but in the front here I put my kohlrabi, and I put a marigold between each kohlrabi plant. I'm going to see if marigolds help keep these flea beetles down. And I guess, well, I'll probably know before you do what I planted behind them, but something. I got to pull up some more weeds. I didn't want to go in with the hoe because I didn't know where I'd planted. Here, my first row of beans is planted, and then once they sprout, I will plant another row behind them. The fence is to keep the deer off of them. If necessary, I can put sticks through the ends of this cage, keep rabbits out too. These are my eggplants. Yeah, I planted 8 of them. There's another torch. And in here I've got kind of beets and carrots. And I just remembered one of the things I have over in the other bed is Swiss chard. But beets and carrots are in here. Or is it onions? Something is definitely in here. And then over here, this might be beets and carrots. I can't remember. But one thing, my carrots are definitely starting to sprout, so I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I don't remember what's in here. Isn't that terrible? One sad parsley plant, some peppers. Ooh, I see a piece of drip tape that needs to get replaced. That's not dripping. But yeah, the drip tape works real slowly. Ooh, I didn't do such a great job with the hoe either. But I mean, I will water the garden for like 2 hours, 3 hours, because it's so slow. But that's as it should be, because I want the water to very slowly drip into the soil, and then it gets soaked in. So I'm not sure what happened with the leaves here, but I think some fuzzy little animal was in here eating them. I would have sworn I had a squash at the end of this, a spaghetti squash, but it's gone. But this tomato has recovered beautifully. It was totally chewed off by deer. A tomatillo, more tomatoes of different types. My rhubarb looks terrible, but I'll tell you a secret. I don't eat rhubarb because almost all the dishes that use it are sweet, so I don't care. And then we've got more tomatoes, another tomatillo, because I forgot I bought two, and then some kind of a squash. One's a butternut, one's a pancake squash, and I think the other one was spaghetti squash, the one I can't find. No, I've got three squash. There's a squash. In here are my potatoes. So I didn't buy seed potatoes. I bought a pack of these little kind of multicolored potatoes with the idea that they're going to come up in different colors, but we'll see. They probably don't want you doing that. And then over here, this is where I have zucchini, yellow squash, and then I have another squash at the end here, whatever it is. And then back here, more decorative pot type stuff. I've abandoned these beds, or this bed I should say. I need to do some work in it to kind of level up because my lawnmower doesn't like the ditch. I mean, it's a push lawnmower, but still. So I got to level it up a little bit. I thought about planting red clover in here, but I think what I need to do is turn up the soil to do that. So, project for another year. And then there's some of what I'll use to level up the ditches. I've got several compost piles that are just big lumps in the yard that make it hard to mow around. So maybe they won't go on the garden, maybe they will just level it up. But one sad thing, this choke cherry had it looking good last year, but almost the whole thing is dead. So I need to go in with a saw, and all I have is a hand saw, so I'm not super looking forward to this. Plus, how do I get rid of the branches? But I got to go down here and cut all these stems off. So the temptation has crossed my mind a few times to get a electric pruning saw to do that with, but we'll see. Maybe I can borrow one from a neighbor. I don't want to do that with a hand saw. That's too much like work. And then I need to put new string in my electric trimmer to deal with all this grass. Maybe I could be doing that right now instead of talking to you, but one thing I will say with this compost, I haven't used it yet. So what I'm planning to do, maybe this will be a tomorrow project. I want to take all the compost that's in it. It didn't all compost, but whatever. I want to take the compost that's in it, put it on probably the tomatoes or peppers, one or the other. I don't think there's enough for both. But anyway, I want to put it there. Yeah, and it can act as sort of a mulch. And then I can start putting food compost in it. One fun thing, the original garden was between that stump and over here. It's hard to tell exactly where, but kind of where the tomato cages are was the other stump. So the garden was between there. It started at the stumps and went all the way to kind of where the lawn, that little strip of lawn is before my alley. And so it's grown a bit since then. And finally, by the house, yes, I need to get that string in my trimmer. I have my other tumbling composter. Usually by now it's taking a break. And I'm just letting everything in it compost, but it's a 2-chamber tumbling composter. And one of the things I found out here is it's so dry. What ends up happening is it's more dries than it does composts. But hey, eventually it gets onto the garden. It's not ideal, but Otherwise, what am I doing with this compost all winter? Because it's nice here. It's right by the back door. I can just put it in there no matter how cold it is. So I always empty this out in the fall and spread it. Last summer I spread it on the bed, or last fall I spread it on the beds out front. Probably this fall I'll spread it, back here. One thing I forgot to mention, I'm putting this in here entirely for my parents if they ever see this. This is a tree they adopted, took to Pennsylvania, grew there for a while, and then brought back and we planted here. And the first 3 or 4 years that I had it, I thought it died every winter, but it's actually thriving. It's even got little berries on it, so I think there's hope for it. All right, so that is my garden. I'm kind of curious to edit this video now and see how the audio and everything turned out, but expect more updates through the summer. So talk to you later. Bye-bye.